Have you ever created an Instagram reel, spending the time to film the reel, edit it, write a caption, hit publish, only to get one comment or a few likes? Whether we like it or not, engagement fuels content on Instagram. So today I'm going to share 9 ways to increase your likes, comments, shares, and saves on your Instagram reels. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Austen and I am a fashion and beauty content creator based in New York City. I use this channel to help micro-influencers create great content, grow their digital brands, and earn sustainable income from content creation. So if any of that interests you, please do consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for new videos every Tuesday. Completely unrelated, but I matched my coffee cup today and I'm very happy about it. Ever since Instagram introduced Reels in 2020, it's been clear that they've been making a big push with short form video. And before I hear anything in the comments about the Instagram algorithm, let's just address something here and now. Contrary to popular belief, talk about the algorithm, Instagram actually has several algorithms, and there's actually a blog post on Instagram that I will link down below in the description where they explain exactly how the algorithm for Reels works in terms of how they suggest Reels content to viewers and how they rank Reels. So instead of sitting around and trying to speculate what Instagram is looking for in good Reels, let's just review the blog post. According to Instagram, the most important signals that they take into account when suggesting Reels are how likely a person is to watch a Reel all the way through, like it, and when they say like it, I will also say share and save it. Say that it was entertaining or funny, so I translate that to mean leave a comment on it, and go to the audio page, and they use this to kind of gauge whether or not you might be inspired to create your own reel based on the audio in the reel that you were viewing. Knowing the importance of watch time, the audio involved, and of course the engagement gives us a lot to work with as we strategize. So let's get into the 9 ways to make your reels more engaging. My first idea is to add a hook to your video, either verbally or with text on the screen, so that people know exactly what your video is about. And to take that a step further, I think that asking a thoughtful question or saying something surprising is a better way to create a hook than simply saying the name of the video. For example, maybe your video is about Instagram tips, but instead of just saying for Instagram tips, you might say something like, are you making this mistake on Instagram? That causes the person to think for a second, wonder if they are actually making that mistake, and then continue to watch through your video to see what you're going to say. My second idea is to change up your camera angles, because when you change up your camera angles, even if you're just cropping in the video slightly and then cropping out, that gives an element of production value to your content, not to mention it keeps your viewer more engaged. Any additional movement or camera angles just adds interest to your video versus someone just sitting and talking. On that note, another idea to keep your viewers engaged is to use the text duration feature to add a pop of text where you think it might be more engaging for your audience, or to even add stickers, GIFs, and other elements to your videos to really drive home a point or emphasize something. This again adds more interest to your screen and may keep your viewer more engaged for longer if they see that there's a lot going on visually and that it's really fun to watch. My fourth tip for how to make your reels more engaging is to utilize the voiceover feature on Reels and also to then add closed captions. I really love the voiceover feature on Reels, especially if you are sharing B-roll footage that is not you speaking to the camera, because it injects that personal element and it injects you into the content, and people being able to hear your voice in addition to watching maybe an aesthetic video of the sunset or some clips from a day in your life just really makes it more personable and gives them another chance to get to know you and envision what you really sound like, and therefore what you might actually be like. And the reason you always want to turn on your closed captions is because a lot of people might be watching this content without sound and not know what's going on. And that might be okay for some content, but in general, you want to make sure that you're making your content accessible, whether someone is choosing to watch without the sound or whether those captions can help someone get the entire picture of the content that you're creating. And that just reminded me, I do want to encourage you to try different types of content on Reels to see what works, because maybe an aesthetic video with text overlay works really well for you, or maybe it's more of a day in your life. Oh, and if you're ever strapped for content ideas, I actually have 30 evergreen content ideas inside my free guide called the Influencer Launchpad. If you're new here, the Influencer Launchpad is basically your go-to guide to getting started transforming your Instagram account into a business. So inside there are quizzes to help you find your why, decide on your main posting platforms, and also more information about choosing content pillars, creating a consistent posting schedule, and so much more. So you can grab your free guide down below from the link in the description box, or simply head to austentosone.com/subscribe. And I would definitely make sure you grab those 30 evergreen content ideas that can apply to pretty much any niche or content category. Okay, let's get into my fifth idea, which is to try a reel that is currently trending. And my go-to place for all things Instagram Reels is the Reels Tips account. So this is created by Taylor Lauren. She actually also has a whole course about Instagram Reels. I haven't personally taken it, but I've heard good things about it. And this account is just so helpful because they round up trending audios, they share timing tutorials, and they showcase easy styles of reels that you can recreate. It's actually also easier than ever to recreate trending reels that you see because Instagram has recently introduced a template feature. So you can actually have all of the timings preset and just drop in your footage to create a video without having to do any additional trimming or editing. So this is a really great new upgrade that Instagram has added to Reels, and I think it makes content creation even more accessible. On that note, idea number 6 for increasing your engagement and also hopefully increasing your overall views and reach of your Reels is to include music from the audio library on Instagram. Now, depending on which type of account you have, that will show which different types of music you have access to. So if you have an Instagram business account, you will be limited to the music available in their business library, and that just has to do with content licensing and copyrights. However, if you have a creator account on Instagram, which I do recommend for any content creators, you will have access to trending sounds and more popular music. So you can go into your Instagram settings to look to see which account type you have if you're not sure. And like I said, for any influencers or content creators, I would recommend being on a creator account. So the reason that I recommend using the trending audio is because once you attach an audio to your video will also appear under that audio library on Instagram. So someone can click into the audio and see all of the different videos that were created using that audio. And this is great for you as the content creator, because if you see a trending audio that you really like, you can go look and see more examples of how that audio is being used and think about how you can create a video that applies to your own niche. And it's great for reach and visibility of your content, because maybe someone who saw someone else's video using that trending audio but wants to see more videos like that will click into the audio and then get to see all of the videos associated with, hopefully including yours. So again, the Reels Tips Instagram account is a great resource to go see what songs are trending currently and hopefully try to get in on one of those trending audios early so that you can be one of the first videos showcased under that audio tag. Let's move on to idea number 7 for increasing your engagement, and this is to include a call to action. A call to action, if you're not familiar, is exactly what it sounds like. It's inviting someone to take action on your content by either verbally calling it out or drawing attention to it through text on the screen or a written caption. If you remember at the beginning of my YouTube video, I gave you guys a call to action. If any of that interests you, please do consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, because if you like this current video, you might like some of my other videos as well. And so I think the trick with this on Instagram is to pick one call to action to focus on each reel. And as a reminder, there are 4 ways that you can engage with reels on Instagram. You can like the reel, you can leave a comment on it, you can save the reel for later, or you can share the reel either through an Instagram direct message, or you can also share the reel on your stories. So think about which call to action suits your video best. So as an example, I did a reel yesterday where I shared 3 subtle visual changes that I made to my YouTube channel, and I encouraged my audience to save that video for later, just in case the next time they go to create content on YouTube, they might want to refer back to that video and see what I had to say in that piece of content. Another example is I recently did a fashion styling reel where I showed 5 different ways to wear an oversized t-shirt, and I asked in the caption, which look is your favorite, which prompted a bunch of people to comment and weigh in about which look they liked the best, or which one was the most them, or which one they would want to wear. So think about which call to action you might want to include depending on what your video is about, and don't be afraid to experiment with different calls to action, from liking a video or leaving a comment or any of the other ways that we've already talked about. My 8th idea for increasing engagement is to use the co-author feature on Instagram, so you can post a reel in collaboration with another account. The reason this can increase your engagement almost guaranteed is because you will share the engagement for that video with the other account. If you'd like to see an example of this, I recently uploaded a collaboration reel with my friend Karia, who is a photographer. So I was able to create a reel based on a recent photo shoot that we did together, and I invited her as a collaborator to that post. So it shows up on both of our accounts, and we both get the engagement that is associated with that reel. I think this is such a cool feature, and I would love to see more content creators utilizing it. And I know this obviously requires a bit more planning and, of course, communication with another person who runs another account, but I think that the payoff can be really worth it. So definitely think about who you might want to collaborate with and what type of content you could create together for Instagram Reels. And my 9th and final idea is to create some Instagram Stories content that directs people over to the reel, or basically encourages them to think more about it and take action on it. Now, just because you publish a reel doesn't necessarily mean that people will all see it or take action on it right away. So talking about it in your Instagram stories is another way to draw attention back to that reel. Maybe someone was scrolling really quickly before and they missed it in their feed, but if they see you talking about it in your stories, they might be inclined to click over to your profile and go check it out. Take a minute and hop on stories and say, hey guys, I just created a reel about this, and I'm actually wondering the following. And you could use that as an opportunity to create a poll about your reel, ask people again in your stories to go over and leave a comment or let you know what they think on the comments section of your reel, or remind them to save it for the next time that they are maybe taking a trip somewhere, if it was a city guide, or if they are doing, I've been watching a lot of clean talk videos lately, so maybe the next time they need to deep clean their kitchen sink because you recommended these particular products. So get creative about it, and remember that creating one piece of content once is not necessarily enough to get it the exposure that it needs. You need to constantly be marketing your own content that you've created, and calling attention to an Instagram reel on Instagram stories is one way to do that. So those were my 9 ideas for increasing your engagement on Instagram reels. Please leave me a comment, another call to action, down below in this video to let me know which idea you're most excited about, or if you've tried any of these ideas and seen success with them, definitely let me know, because I would love to hear what's been working for you. And don't forget to grab my free guide, The Influencer Launchpad, with those 30 evergreen content ideas. It's just so helpful to have on hand for days when you're feeling uninspired. So that is linked down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I'm so glad that you were here. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you found this video valuable. I have tons of other videos with content creation tips that I hope you'll get a chance to check out. And you can also turn on the notification bell so that you never miss an upload from me. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or simply liked it, please hit that thumbs up button down below. That really helps out my channel and lets me know what type of content you're enjoying the most. Thanks again for watching. I'll be back next week with another new video, and until then, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!